And I might come back and include later on this sway, but for now, the last problem I want to discuss today is 46. Um, it says at right is a scale drawing of the floor plan for someone's dollhouse. The actual dimensions of the dollhouse are 5 times the measurements provided in the floor plan. So it's pretty straightforward, right? If I want to know how big, for example, this particular dimension is right here, I'm just going to multiply that by 5, so that would be 15 centimeters. It says use the measurements provided in the diagram to calculate the area and perimeter of her floor plan. Okay, and by that we're talking about not the actual dollhouse at this point, just this plan. So in part A, what is the area and the perimeter of this plan? And then down below here, you're supposed to sketch this again, but instead of including these particular dimensions, right, include the ones that are all 5 times these. So you're going to come up with a new sketch in which all the dimensions are 5 times what they are. So that would represent the actual doll plan's dimensions. So it says, what is the perimeter and area of her floor, of the floor of her actual dollhouse, and show all of your work for that. So that sketch, these pages are all printed on just one side, so you can show some more work on the back of a page if you need to, but I think there's adequate space here for you to sketch this diagram again, maybe down below here, and then show your work in this region. But again, what's the perimeter and what's the area of her actual dollhouse? And then a couple ratio questions. What's the ratio of the perimeters of the two figures? What do you notice? So the perimeters would be, or the ratios would be, I would say, let's just go with the larger one divided by the smaller one, for example. We could do that. So, and it doesn't really matter the ratio. We're not talking about a scale factor. So just take this larger one from down here and divide it by the smaller one. Do that for the perimeter, and then what do you notice? I can't wait to see your conclusion. And then also, what's the ratio of the areas of the two figures? How does the ratio of the areas seem to be related to the scale factor? And that's interesting. Now they're using the word scale factor, so they didn't just say any ratio, they said the scale factor. So the scale factor would be, the scale factor, this is what we learn in Math 1. The scale factor is the new, enlarged one divided by the original. So when you're looking at the scale factor, do this one down here is the new, and take that value and divide it by this one, the original. Because, this is the original, but we scaled that up by multiplying all of these dimensions by 5. So 3 times 5 gave us the corresponding part down below. So do that for all of them. And then how do those seem to be related to each other? If you have additional time, you can work on 47 or 48, but I'm thinking that probably by the time you watch this, pause the video and go through and do your work, getting through 46 would be great today.